how's it going? Good morning. Hope everybody's doing well at home. And I just want to let you guys know that I'm praying for you. Hope everything's going great. Today we're going to get into lesson number 94, talking about probability of dependent events. Okay, and so we got two different types. We have independent and dependent. Dependent means you're dependent upon something, right? And so a dependent event means that it's affected by something that happens before it. And so we're going to look at how to find the probability of that. And not too difficult, see that there. And then we'll also be reviewing over last night's homework. And so hopefully you got that done. Make sure you've taken a picture and submitted it. And make sure you get that done in a timely manner so that that doesn't take too long and you miss out on getting your homework turned in, because that wouldn't be good, right? All right, let's have a word of prayer. And then after we pray, we'll jump right into it. Jump right into it. Get it? Get it? No? Okay. All right. Jump right into it. A probability of dependent, homework first and then dependent events. Let's go ahead and pray. Heavenly Father, thank you for staying. Thank God for all that you give us. Pray you be with these young students, Lord, as they're at home, and just help them to understand the concepts that we go over and help us to get it down. And then we'll bless you for that. Pray you bless this time now and help us honor you and all that we say and do. In your holy and precious name, amen. All right. So from homework last night, okay, we had the two-step problems, and who can remember what are the two steps that we need to know? Do you know it? Do you know it? Anyone? Anyone? No one's raising their hand, but I'm sure you know, right? Step number one is isolate the variable term. Good. And then step number two, I'm going to sneeze. Woo! Got that out of my system. Step number one, isolate the variable term. Step number two, isolate the variable. And you guys got that down there. So that's good. But make sure you guys know those, and hopefully you did that in your homework last night, isolating those variable terms and isolating the variable. And let's check. Let's see if you got your homework right. So letter A, your answer to letter A should have been 25. 25. Letter B, your answer should have been 11. 11. Letter C, your answer should have been 10 over 9. 10 over 9. Letter D, your answer should have been 7. 7. Letter E, your answer should have been 4. 4. Letter F, your answer should have been 16. Letter G, your answer should have been X is greater than or equal to -2. -2. And last but not least, H, your answer should have been X is less than 3. X is less than 3. All right, and so make sure you guys check your homework. Make sure you guys got those answers right. And of course, you've already submitted those, so hopefully I've seen those already. Here's your answers to numbers 1 through 14. I won't take time to read them all off, but you can pause it here and check your work based upon those. Or if you want to, I'm going to do my best to send the slides to you if it works out, and you guys can check your work on that as well. And then also here's number 15. That brings us to our next lesson, lesson number 94. And lesson number 94, we're talking about probability of dependent events. Probability of dependent events. And so while this is pulled up, your book should be open to page 648. And we're going to read the new concept there. And on page 648, we got the new concept. And we'll look at this together. It says, the probability experiments we have studied so far involve independent events, which means that the probability of an event occurring is not affected by other events. The outcome of a coin toss, the roll of a number cube, or the spin of a spinner does not affect future outcomes. Okay, right? If I roll a die, it only affects that probability of that die right now, right? An event is a dependent event if its probability is influenced by a prior event. So, you know, if I had a bunch of markers in the bag, or if I had a whole big old bag of fruit and I had bananas, apples, and oranges in it, well, if I pulled one out and I keep it out, right, it changes the probability of what I'm going to grab next because it's no longer in that bag. All right, and so that's the probability of dependent events. It's based upon what happened prior to it affects what's going to happen next. All right, so let's go ahead and look here at example number 1. And I changed it over here so we can do some work on the board together. And so we'll read the example and then do the work on the board. But let's look at example 1. Example 1, it says 2 red marbles, 3 white marbles, and 4 blue marbles are in a bag. Okay, so we got 2 red. Let's see what we got. Doing white. 2 red, 3 white, and 4 blue. Okay, so we have all these marbles in a bag. Made a fancy little blue there. Almost messed it up, okay? All right, in one bag. If one marble is drawn and not replaced, so they draw the marble, they don't replace it, Okay, and a second marble is drawn. What is the probability that both marbles will be red? Okay, so both marbles have to be red, right? And so we'll put our red up here. So what's the probability on the first draw? What would be the probability of us drawing a red marble? What would be the probability? Okay, so we have 2 red marbles, so that's our favorable. Okay, and all possible, 4 plus 3 plus 2 is 9. So we have a 2/9 probability that our first draw will be red. But if I draw the red one, right? Okay, I have the red marble in my hand, but I don't put it back. Okay, now, how does that affect the probability? Okay, what is our probability if I draw the red one and I don't put it back? Okay, well then my next probability is going to be what? Okay, my next probability is going to be 1/8. Because now I don't have 9 in the bag anymore, I only have 8 in the bag, and I've taken one of my red away, so I only have 1 red in there. All right, now, how do I find the total probability? So if I have 2 different probabilities, how do I find the total probability? Yeah, I multiply them together, right? So I'm going to take my multiplication sign here, put it in between. Okay, does anybody see anything that can cancel? Good job, Ivan. Ivan got that answer right. I'm just joking, Ivan's not here. But maybe he did at home, right? The 2 and the 8 cancel out. Good. And so if I cancel out a 2 and an 8, the 2 becomes a 1, the 8 becomes a 4. Okay? So in order to find my total probability now, I'm just going to multiply these together. 1 times 1 is 1. Good. And 9 times 4 is 36. So we have a 1 in 36 chance. 1 in 36 chance. Very small chance that we'll actually draw a red marble. So not very good chances. And so, but that's how probability works. Okay, it's a dependent because it depends upon what happened in the first drawing, right? And so that changed the probability of the second drawing there. All right, example number 2. So we'll erase this. Ready? Okay. Example number 2. It says 2 cards are drawn from a regular shuffled deck. Okay, how many cards are in a deck? How many cards are in a deck? Anyone? Anyone? 52. Yeah, okay. Okay, have you played Pick Up 52? It's a fun game. Take the cards, throw them, pick them up. It's a good game, okay? All right, Pick Up 52, right? So 52. What is the probability of drawing 2 aces? How many aces are in a deck of cards? How many aces are in a deck of cards? There's 4, right? There's 4 aces in the deck of cards. Okay, so the probability of the first drawing, right? So if I go to draw a card from the deck and I want it to be an ace, I have a 4 over 52, okay? Favorable over possible, right? Okay, so the probability of that happening would be 4 over 52. Very slim chances. Very slim chances, okay? But then it says draw 2 cards, though. So on the second drawing, what's the probability that I draw an ace? Well, if I drew an ace the first time, okay, I pulled it out. So now my probability becomes what? Yeah, 3 over 51, right? Okay, so now my probability is even smaller. Now, in order to find the total probability, what are we going to do these two? We're going to multiply them together. Now, before we multiply, we always want to see if anything can reduce. 4 and 52 are both even, so we could divide by 2, right? 4 divided by 2 would give us 2. And 52 divided by 2 would give us 26, right? Okay, those are both even, so we can even take that down more. And that become a 1. 26 divided by 2 would be 13. So we have 1 over 13 on this side. 3/5. 5 plus 1 is 6. So that means 6 is divisible by 3. So 51 is divisible by 3. What's 51 divided by 3? 51 divided by 3 would be 1. So 17. Okay, so we got 17 over here. And 3 divided by 3 would be 1. So we have 1 over 13 and 1 over 17. And then in order to find our total probability, we're going to multiply those together. 1 times 1 is 1. Whew, that's a very small chance. 13 times 17. Let's work it out over here at the top. 7 times 1 is, or 7 times 3, 21. Good. Oh boy, I messed up there. We'll erase that. Oh, there we go. All right. 7 times 3 is 21. Carry the 2. 7 times 1 is 7 plus 2 is 9. 1 times 13 is 13. Add it together, we get 1. 3 plus 9 plus 3 is 12. Carry the 1. 1 plus 1 is 221. So we get 221 on the bottom, 1 on the top. That means the likeliness of this happening is 1 over 221. So if I tried to draw 2 aces in a row 221 times, only 1 time it would actually work out. Is that likely? Not very likely at all. Okay, but again, all we're doing there is taking our probabilities and make sure we reduce if we can, okay, and then multiplying those two probabilities together. And that's how we find dependent probabilities, okay? But the first probability affects the second probability because something is either pulled out or taken away, okay, and it affects that probability there. All right, with that, okay, that brings us to the end there. Only two quick problems there, so this is a shorter lesson, okay, but hopefully you get the concept. And for homework tonight, again, same thing, your practice set, and in your practice set, there's only two problems, there's A and B, and then numbers 1 through 15 in your homework section. And so make sure that you get those done, your practice set, and then there's numbers 1 through 15. Again, if you have any questions, let me know. If you need any prayer requests or praises, please comment down below, and I'll make sure to look at those and make sure that I'm praying for you guys. Miss you guys. I hope, again, that you're doing well at home. Make sure that you're not just sitting there and vegging too much, but make sure that you're getting out and playing, having some fun with your family as well. Love you guys, praying for you guys, and we'll see you soon. Have a good day.